Hari Bol. So, welcome to this session on the third verse of the Isopanisad Mantra 3. So, already we saw very nicely how everything belongs to Krishna. And knowing well what is our quota, we should not go beyond the quota. Knowing well who is the proprietor, that is very, very important. People are very good in adjusting things among themselves without recognizing the proprietorship of the Supreme Lord. So that is very much insisted on the proprietorship of the Lord, and He is the one who's allotting it. That is why you should not cross the boundary. It is not that you should be a good person. You should not become a robber. You should not steal away others' property. Sorry, there's no other property. There's not your property. It is neither your property nor others' property. It all belongs to Krishna. He is the proprietor. So we saw this. Then we saw that the person was abiding by this principle by offering everything to the Lord, and in this way living is not entangled by his karmic reactions. Rather, he stays liberated and he can stay hundreds of years living like that. So, for hundreds of years living, Prabhupada is quoting certain examples of living entities, other living entities, who are just living long duration of life. And there is not much of a use, like a tree. Some trees in the forest, nobody knows such tree exists, and it is living for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Some people hanker for long life. Hey, do you have organic food? And have you maintained it like this? So Shastra says, Rake Krishna, Mare Krishna, Rake. Krishna wants to kill you, nobody can protect you. And if Krishna wants to protect you, nobody can kill you. Beautiful statement. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Rake Krishna, Mare Krishna, Rake. Even this is a regular word which is used in Bengal. So if Krishna wants to protect you, nobody can kill you. And at the same time, death, Krishna comes in the form of death. If you're a good person, you're accepting Krishna very sweetly, God, recognizing God, then he comes as God, and the relationship develops. But if one is refusing God, still he will see God. Both the devotee and a non-devotee will see God. But in the form with which a Lord appears differs. For a devotee, he appears sweetly as his original form. For a non-devotee or an atheist especially, he will appear in the form of devouring death. Very dangerously. See, and this is my real form. Just come out. You have to come out of this illusion of proprietorship and everything. So there are trees living for very long time, and the below, the goldsmith or some even at home in olden days, they used to cook in the fire and they will blow like this. So full time to keep on blowing, and there is a bellow. It's called bellow. In Western countries, they use it like a fan. They will just press it and the water will, the air will come. They will use even the leg to press it. Sometimes they'll press it in the hand like this to increase the fire. Even the goldsmith uses it. So that is also breathing. Sometimes pranayama, all these things are done, yoga processes to maintain the body very heavily. And that person will die first. Too much of a maintenance of the body. They don't know that it's going towards destruction. And the purpose of life is to maintain the life and soul within the body for sense gratification. Eat, sleep, mate, defend. And again, eat, sleep, mate, defend. Very nice arrangement. And then where are you heading towards? Death. Bus. So the bellow, and they breathe and breathe, and they feel that no, my heart is not proper. So oil I'll reduce, and then I'll do breathing process. And here, as Prabhupada is mentioning in the previous purport, I'm telling about the one verse, last verse we discussed everything. A small blind spot is there. I don't want to leave it as a blind spot, so I'm covering it up. So I'll show you that slide, I think you will be able to. Yeah. So the greatest danger is gliding down towards the evolutionary cycle. And then Prabhupada is mentioning about godless altruism and socialism. What is this altruism? Altruism is nothing but selflessly serving the society. And there is socialism. Socialism is okay. It's not your property. It's not come. Let's all robbers join together. And Prabhupada is telling that come. Don't worry. Oh, sorry, I didn't share the screen. Mm. So there are two words which are used, altruism and socialism. Prabhupada said many ism and all that, and then he's specifically mentioning these two. One is people say that no, I'm not living for my sense gratification. I'm a selfless person. I help the society. I like to help people. As if he is God. As if he owns everything. I will donate everything. Oh, you mean you think you own it? No. It's also your quota which is temporarily given to you. When you lose the body, you lose everything. So don't become proud by that, okay, I'll help people. So altruism is nothing but a selfless concern for the well-being of others without care for one's own interest. It's called unselfishness. Wow, people appreciate this because they can get little more from another person's quota. Okay, I have my quota. You be an altruist person, you be a good man. No, he's a good man. Whatever money he's having, he's donating, so I'm also getting something. In this way, I can snatch away a little portion of his other quota with his own will. But that quota is also a temporary provision given by the Supreme Lord. Allotment, ration. So there is nothing, godlessness. If it's with godlessness, it's very bad. So if you see Guru Maharaj and all totally selfless, but it's with God. It's with completely with God consciousness. So very high classes, the same altruism, but with God consciousness is the excellent platform. But the socialism is a political and economic theory where they say that okay. Don't worry, one person will not become rich, one person will not become poor. Come, all of us will join together. So Prabhupada is giving a beautiful example related to the socialism. He's describing socialism with this analogy. Very nice example. That is, he's telling one time some robbers, they all went and they robbed a lot of things. After that, they came to the forest in the night and all of them came back. Come, let's all sit. And all of them sat and they said, hey, we will divide. There is justice very important. We should all divide it justly. Justifyingly, we should divide. There shouldn't be any cheating. So Prabhupada is mentioning, like all the robbers are talking about justice. All the robbers are talking about being very proper and without cheating. It's a robbed stuff, baby. It's already, you're a thief. And in the thief, you are becoming a good person. We all should be good, okay? We'll all be good robbers and will not. Already you're a cheater, already you're a robber. You'll kill another person and take his share also. That kind of person you are because you're already a robber. So why you cannot find really good persons in this world is because they've already robbed from God. Because they're not giving the credit to God that everything is belonging to Krishna and I'm getting my quota. God, it belongs to God. When I was born in this earth, everything was already existing. The sun was there, moon was there, trees were there, plants were there. Oh, my mother gave me milk. Excuse me, who provided the milk there? Prabhupada is telling 1 second before there's no milk. As soon as the baby is born, immediately there's milk. Who is supplying it? Oh, your mother did something? No, it was simply supplied. She didn't plan for it. It is just there. From that time onwards, everything is provided in naturally. Oh, my mother gave me food. She gave me rice first. No. Who gave that rice? The earth gave the rice. Who gave the rice seed there? The first seed was manufactured by whom? So if you don't, even if you are typically not a Krishna conscious person or whatever it is, but recognition of God is the basic minimum requirement for a human society. It's specifically for humans, it's not for animals. So socialism is when you you have to give that recognition. This is mandatory. Otherwise, all the robbers are sitting. So this socialism, which people say that, okay, this socialism and capitalism. Capitalism is the capitalist will invest the capital and he will increase his business and he'll employ laborers. Laborers will be given little money and they will be extracted. Like even MNCs, they are giving you real good money, we think. But actually, what multiplication they are getting, that you don't know. It is how many times multiplied by your salary, you don't know. So capitalist, they expand the business and they economically develop, and there is gradation of society: high class, super high class, upper middle class, lower middle class, huh? And poor, and very poor, and then below the poverty line, and no food, no shelter, no, like this division is created by the capitalism. The capitalist will invest and he will involve others. He won't work much. He'll just manage overall, and even for managing, he'll employ some CEO or something. He just throw the money like a gambling, and then he doesn't do any work, and he's the richest man in the world, and he's glorified. Wow, you tell something, quotes will come. This rich man told this. He's a capitalist, and you're a laborer working in his company and getting a little bone thrown to the dog, and the dog will glorify the master. So the original master has to be glorified. The original owner has to be glorified. But that is missing. Then it's a group of robbers saying that no, we'll divide it equal share. Okay, there's no rich, there's no poor, everybody will share. This is socialism. Socialism says that, okay, there's no discrimination. So we regulate the community and everything will come together, and then within that we'll share. This is socialism. So Prabhupada is telling what is the use of this godless altruism and socialism. What kind of laborers they are involving in? What are all the people? So that is described by some example of animals. Sometimes we may misunderstand why the Prabhupada is scolding every time in the purport is comparing with the animals. But let us see that let us see where from this comes. Let us see where from it sprouts. It's not that Prabhupada is simply scolding. Okay, you're rascal. No, in Bhagavatam, if it is written rascal, he will tell his rascal. Prabhupada voluntarily doesn't do anything. He's an acharya, is representing both acharya parampara and scriptures. First, you should have that faith and respect on Srila Prabhupada, then you will find. So I'll put you through this process of really understanding Srila Prabhupada. We say mode and mission and all that. First, we should understand who the Acharya is and have a great value for them in the heart. And don't never think that they are acting independently out of their parampara and guru system. So these are all big misconceptions. So let us see. Okay. So here, Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport. I want you to discuss on this, but it's a second and third sloka together. There's a group discussion happening. Has to happen now. So for that, I'm putting a base. Okay. The first is Prabhupada is mentioning the tree is also having a very long life, hundreds and hundreds of years. They want to prolong. What is the use of living like a tree without any God consciousness? Prolonged life. People want to have a healthy lifestyle. And then death. And you lived like a useless junk. Tree also is living. Oh, no, I helped people. I maintained family. I begot children. Okay, fine. Even the tree is helping people by giving fruits. Your tree is giving continuous. Your fruit you are giving only to your family and children. But the tree is giving to others also. It's even broad-minded. But still, what is the use simply living long years like that? People will eat that fruit and cut the same tree. And second, what is the use of breathing like a bellow? I'm breathing so much full life, we breathe. And then, why did you breathe? I died. I stopped breathing one day. So there is no use for living long life like that. Or dogs and hags are begetting children. No, 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 no. I raised my children very well. I had 4 children. All of them I get good education. They are all married and settled. Everything I did, my duty is finished. And this is compared to dogs and hogs. Sometimes you will see in India we use the word pig. Okay, so you will see in Western there are even numbers we use like lakh. They don't use the word lakh for the numbers. They use what is that? Million, trillion, like this, billion, like this. So million is 10 lakhs, like that. So 100,000, they say for 1 lakh, they say 100,000, like this. So little changes. This hog, swine, all that means pig. That's all. So these dogs and pigs, they beget many children, and they very nicely take care of them and teach them how to very nicely fetch food. We say that, okay, we have begotten children and very nicely have trained how to earn money, how to set up a family, how to further beget more pigs and hogs, dogs. And then how to train them, how to again eating, mating, sleeping, defending, lifestyle, lifestyle, lifestyle. And like this Kandan ka Kandan, then this is dog and hogs. What is the use of such a life, yeah? Simply live and die. That's it. Not even inquiring where from I came, where will I go, who created everything, what is all this stuff. This basic inquiry is not their worst life. It's a junk, it's a garbage. That's it. And they won't be given human life anymore because they didn't value the human life of asking the very question of their existence. This is essential as atato brahma jigyasa. It's very essential to ask question about my existence. How, what am I? Suddenly I came and somebody said, this is my mother, this is my father, this is my home. But another person is living in another country, in another family, another. Why all these things are, some are poor, some are rich. Why are all this? Why? How? These questions are essential. Atato Brahma Jignasa. Jignasa. That is the symptom of human life. If one is not doing it, then next life will certainly be animal. So this is the greatest danger of degrading into animal life. This degradation danger, yesterday it was given, but I don't think you went to the next paragraph. So I thought you will go through the next paragraph, but it was not done. So in the next paragraph, Prabhupada is mentioning each of the animal or even tree, a camel, that's also eating. Very nicely it'll eat. The difference is between other animals and camel is camel can easily reach the head, the top of the tree. And its neck is very nice. It can bend down and eat the small cactus also, even if it's in the desert. And if there are trees, it can directly reach and eat, like giraffe, camel and all. Keep on eating nicely, chewing. Hmm? Sometimes it'll eat its own blood and think that it's very nicely because it will eat cactus. In the desert, what will you get? You won't get green trees everywhere. It's camel. So it can eat only the cactus. So when it is, the cactus will be with some thorns. And it will chew and the thorn will prick and the blood will come and it will think, oh, very nice juice is coming. It is drinking its own. So we'll have a discussion on this. You are going to do this, a very nice exercise, which is awaiting for you. But Prabhupada is mentioning a humble God-centered life is very valuable, very, very valuable, even if it is short-lived. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived only 48 years. Lived means, of course, he is eternally living, is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even some acharyas, Shankaracharya and all lived very young age, he disappeared. So a humble God-centered life is at least a searches should be their minimum. Search for this question should basically happen. If that searching is totally not there, just live a life, beget children, eat nice, sleepily, die, then it's junk. And then that if a human is searching and then finding a simple God-centered life, then that is very, very valuable compared to any other long life, many breathing, many begetting a lot of children and eating very nice foodstuffs. It's a lot better. And then, of course, this conclusion is that this, you have a look at this. We'll come back to this. This is gliding down, gliding down in the species. In that context, Prabhupada is mentioning about some of the other species, lower species. gliding down into lower species. What are all those species? He is explaining certain tree and dog and hog. Of course, we won't become below, but that lifestyle will lead us into. If you have a human body, but you don't utilize the human body for the purpose for which it is made, then you will glide down. I have a better explanation for the second also. We'll come back to that. Okay, anyway. Now, okay, this group discussion we already had yesterday. And now we'll go to the next very, very nice verse, the killer of the soul, Atmaha. Who is this person who is going to kill himself? And that killing of himself is not the body, because if the body is killed, you get another body, another, lower or higher, but some body you'll get. But if a person kills the soul, then there's no life in him. We are called living entity. So the body is dead matter. Only the life comes from, the blissfulness comes from that life. Life is the one which, how to say, enlivening the environment, enlivening. The whole world is made of matter and dead. The dead world looks alive just because there are living entities in it. Of course, Paramatma is there, but he's only Upatrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhoksa, Maheshwara. He's just giving permission, and he's giving sanctioning, all these things. In a tree, two birds are sitting, one bird is continuously eating, the other bird is simply watching. He's not acting in the material world, Paramatma. So the Lord, the killer of the soul, is the one who's not acting spiritually or getting to know things spiritually, self-realization. He's not working towards self-realization. Then that guy is a killer of the soul. So whoever it may be. So must enter. Sometime, no, he's a very great person. He's collector. Then Yamaraj will come for collector also. No, he's Prime Minister of India. He's so great. Oh, he's a very rich Ambani. For him also the same Yamaraj. For everybody it will come. So there is whoever it may be, they have to enter into the darkest region. There are dark regions where the lifestyle is not comfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Like take, for example, an insignificant creature like a mosquito. Like that, people finish it. No time. I was living, I was flying, I was enjoying the world, nothing. Just because you're in human form, you're very proud. But you don't utilize the human form properly, you'll become a mosquito, then you're gone. That's very darkest ignorance, because you cannot even express yourself. In human form, so many facilities are given. So that is what is explained here. There are excellent facilities given in the body for us. And if you don't utilize this, then certainly that facility will be snatched away. So human life is heavy in responsibility. The person who understands, yes, I have to search, I have to get to know things, I have to get knowledge, at least cognizant, Prabhupada is mentioning, basic knowledge at least, I need to know of these responsibilities, and who work, and they work in that spirit of this knowledge. Yes, they are Sura, and they aim at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, minimum of Vishnu, that from demigods. Because as I said before, Isopanisad, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only Vishnu was opened up. That's all. He is also a plenary expansion of Krishna only. So as I told you, like the full moon is there and is a Pira, is a crescent moon. Certain aspects of the Supreme Lord is visible, is transcendental personality. So lotus feet of Supreme. So Sura and Asura are two kinds of human variety. So in 84 lakh species of variety, 8 lakh species are other species, 4 lakh varieties are human species. And in that 4 lakh human species, one can choose to be a Sura or Asura. The one who, two things, they understand their responsibility for self-realization, and who am I, and I'll work as myself. Work for the self-realization. And second, they aim at the lotus feet of the Lord. These two are their agenda. Their ways are illuminated as path of the sun. not without Vishnu. Sometimes people take only self-realization without God realization. Who am I? Who am I? All these things without God realization. I'm searching within myself. I'm searching in the universe. I'm concentrating, talking to the universe to get whatever I want. All these are bogus. And because no self realization can happen without God realization, because we are part and parcel of God. We are part and parcel of God. There's no self-realization without, for example, the screw example and a machine example I told you. And the screw doesn't have individually any meaning. If somebody is looking at the screw, they don't know what to do with that. Unless they have a place where they can screw it up and that device will work. So when you know the whole, you know the part. And you know only the part and don't have a knowledge of the whole, and your knowledge is totally incomplete and it's a waste. Same way, self-realization without God realization is a waste. But only God realization also, as a byproduct, you will get self-realization. And if a person is working for both, that is also fine. But God realization is mandatory. And their ways are illuminated by the path of sun, very clearly visible when the person is working towards this. Everything is so nicely visible to him. But a person who is neglecting the responsibility, you have responsibility in human form of life. And if you don't, then you will glide down into very darkest region. And the person is called Ashura, a person who's neglectful of self-realization as well as God realization. See here, very nice facilities. One example, Prabhu read it very nicely. It's explained like the samsara sahara. This entire material world is considered to be a great ocean. So those who have went to ocean and seen some places like where I am from, there's no ocean, but like internal India. But when you go to coastal area, you'll see the ocean. Then you will, first time if you see, then you will be really, wow, really lot of water. And there is, you can't see the other side. In river also you can see the bank on the other side. Can't see, it's just water and water. And if you have sailed in a ship, then you'll see water everywhere. Prabhupada sailed like in Jaladuta to Western countries. It's Samsara Sahara. So the expert swimmer who got gold medal in Olympics, call him. Come, baby, come. Cross this Pacific Ocean. Okay, at least Indian Ocean. Arabian Sea. Just cross it. It's just a sea. From Bombay to Gujarat, swim. They can't swim because ocean is so vast. So in 100 meters, like that swimming competition and gold medal, the full ocean is there. So even a very expert swimmer, I'm very good in the material world. I know what is happening. I know, samajhdar hu. I know how to prepare this. I know. Very nice expert. Okay, swim. Swim. How much will you swim? Let us see. You're expert, no? I'm very expert. Where to buy vegetables, how to save money, how to earn money. Everything I'm very well set up. Many people are thinking like that. They're very proud. Okay, fine. Swim and see, swim and it will never end. You'll get another birth and another birth and another birth and another birth. In this way. So the samsara, the material world is considered an ocean. And in that, this body is considered a boat. And this boat cannot sail without a proper expert captain. And then, apart from that, the winds also should be favorable. So the ocean is compared, and if we have this boat is there, the ocean is there, and the boat is simply going like this, and list kamala dala jala jivana talamala. So like even the lotus leaf on water. So the jivana is like that. The life is going sometime good time, sometime bad time, sometime worse, sometimes very high time. Like this, the happiness, material happiness and distress. Krishna is explaining in what is that? Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sugadukkata agama payino anityas tam titikshasva bharata. Titikshava. Titikshava means good time and bad time, same time. My loving Krishna's time. That's it. So, sukhe dukhe bhule nako vadane hari naam koro re. Sukha or dukha doesn't matter. Material world is like this only. So what? I'll take it. I got it. It's my job. I got this. So in human form itself, you're feeling suffering. Then think in animal form, in insect form, in tree form, how much plant forms, how much trouble. You can't move from one place. If you become a plant, you want to walk, you cannot walk. You're rooted, you're grounded in one single place. Rain, no umbrella, no facilities. Now you're with so many facilities and you have complaints about your life. Think about those. That is the darkest region. And then you have to elevate. In 84 lakh species, you're gradually progressing from lower species. Each of the species giving, Krishna is giving you experiences for sense gratification. And you're going and going and going and going with a regulated quota. The cow is not crossing his quota, the tiger is not quoting. Within your quota, you're relishing. Meat also you relished, grass also you relish. Every single mother-father relationship, being a mother like a cow, being a father like a tiger and lion protecting the cubs, every single thing you have experienced. Puna puna charvita charvananam. You're chewing the same chewed thing. You chewed something, you spit it, and again will you take it and chew? We won't know. But we are doing this life after life. The same senses, similar sense enjoyment again and again in various bodily shapes and forms. We are enjoying the same thing and thinking that no, in this life I will make it the best. Try. You'll never achieve it. Puna puna charvita, Prahlad Maharaj is telling. Again and again, eating and spitting the same thing, taking and eating and spitting and again taking and this is the birth after birth after birth going on drama. So this again in human form, if you misbehave, you go back to that species. Some animal species again come into 84 lakh species, one after the one after the. You have to come back. But in human form, you have to elevate yourself further. Like in 4 lakh species, there are lower, uncivilized beings and all that, then civilized, then demigods like that. So it is mentioned whoever it is. Ye, tha, what is that? That means the two words you saw. He also, we also, whoever it is, let it be demigod, let it be any great person, big yogi, let it be anybody. If they don't become conscious of the Supreme Lord, then that guy is going to go back in the 84 lakh species and again come up next species. In between, somebody kills you for food. You become a goat, going and it healed. Then again you have to be born as a goat. You have to fully live one lifespan and then only you can elevate in the species. So in this way, very dangerous this ocean of material existence. And this human form of life is like a strong boat where we can hear, we can see, we can think, we can ask questions, we can find out. There are Vedic scriptures we can read. There are acharyas we can inquire. So many facilities are there. And if you don't realize, so, and that acharyas and the scriptures are considered expert captain, the captain. We are not the captain of the ship. We are the ship. This body is a ship. The body has intelligence, mind, senses. Not the lower species have very, very limited senses. We have developed senses. We have developed questioning ability, talking ability, understanding ability. Human form of life, only karma, akarma, vikarma is there. For all other species, there is no karma. Only in 4 lakh human species, you have karma. Because you are given better facilities for God realization. If you misuse it for your sense gratification, that is karma and vikarma. And if you correctly use it as akarma. At least karma is better because you're elevating it, you're trying to elevate yourself into a higher species. Nriga's story we saw that how he was trying to upgrade himself into demigod by donating so many cows. He became a lizard and gliding down in the lower species of life. And he has to work his way up. But by Krishna's mercy, he directly came out of the curse. Otherwise, he has to work again up. Of course, he'll enjoy later all his punya karma. But that one papa karma took him down. So trying to do punya karma and papa karma will never save you. You have to perform transcendental devotional activities. That is mandatory. God realization is mandatory, self-realization is mandatory. Both are mandatory. So this expert captain is there, and the favorable winds are there. Very, very nice winds. The body is given beautiful facilities. We can do Shravanam, we can do Kirtanam, we can do Smaranam, we can do Padasevanam, we can do Archanam. So many facilities, so many things. Of course, we can read books, ask questions, get to know more about Krishna. So many things. We can chant, we can hear so many things. Associate with devotees, travel to holy places, take bath in holy rivers. Ant cannot travel. If an ant is born in some Kanyakumari, it is going to come to Ganga. How long it will take? Unless by Krishna's mercy, it is just traveling in a in a sweet packet with some devotee or something like that. So think it's very, very difficult when you downgrade into lower forms of life. If somebody is not looking for God or God realization, certainly he'll never get human birth next. There's a devotee and a non-devotee living in the same home, then the non-devotee will become next life, they are very attached also, then next life he will become a dog in that devotee's home. The devotee will either is fulfilled, he'll get human form of life, surely, and maybe upgraded in some Vaishya family, or go back home back to God. They're not attached. If they're attached, then they'll have a Pomeranian dog, Alsatian dog in their home. Oh, so sweet, and they'll be there. That's it. So we should be very, very careful. Otherwise, we should become pure devotee. Then our father side, mother side, everybody is getting liberated. Otherwise, it's difficult. So cultivating our family members with the love and affection is very essential. Otherwise, they will glide down, and if you are attached, it's going to be more danger for us. Okay, so we have this favorable winds coming up, which is the facilities of the human form. And we have scriptures and guru, acharyas, powerful, and they are all powerful captains. And they can take this, tell us how to use this body best to cross this ocean. So this is the concept which is explained. So the material world is the ocean, and human body is the solid boat designed especially to cross this ocean. And the Vedic scriptures and acharyas, they are expert boatmen. Like captain we have. And facilities of the human body are the favorable breezes that help the boat to smoothly sail. So this is like a collector is getting a better facility and he's supposed to use that facilities. But the person who is not doing it, the third verse describes a word called Atmaha. This Atmaha means a killer of the soul. The killer of the soul is, if anybody can read this, who is the killer of the soul? Babies, are you listening? Or Jojo? Hey, sleepy pies.
The one if with all these facilities, a human being does not fully utilize his life for self-realization, he is Atmaha. He is destined to enter into the darkest region of ignorance to suffer. If a man fails to discharge his duties as a human being, he is forced to transmigrate to the Ashurya planets and take birth in degraded species of life to work hard in ignorance and darkness.
So he is called Atmaha. So the third verse talks about killer of the soul. Second verse talks about akarma. A person doing akarma can give how many ever lives without any entanglement. Happily he can live, no problem. And the first verse describes about the proprietorship of Krishna. These three are a package. And okay, what is this Ashura planet? Where does he go? What is this darkest region of ignorance? Swine, dogs, camels, and asses. That is mentioned in the purport by Srila Prabhupada in this verse. So I'm going to give you an exercise which you people will do. Now we may think, oh, Prabhupada is scolding, yaar. He's telling swine. Swine means pig, okay? He is telling they're like swine, dog, camels, and asses. They work very, very hard. And at last they're with the unemployment like this. So is Prabhupada cursing us or is he scolding us every time? Some people even say, why Prabhupada is telling rascal he has to speak sweet words, no? Like that. It is mentioned in Shastra, a person is somebody, the Mayavadi is a rascal. Prabhupada is simply saying that. How do we prove that? So here in the purport, we have, in the previous purport, we had certain tree, bellow, and dogs and hogs, this example. And in this purport, Prabhupada is giving a very nice example of dog, swines, camels, and asses. So is Prabhupada scolding you, okay, you'll become an ass like this. Why only some animals? Why not he's telling something? Imaginary animal like dinosaur. Hmm? It's an imaginary animal. But some other animal, why is not telling some other monkey? Some places monkey is coming, but there is a definition, has some meaning. Why this darkest region of ignorance? And who will go there? What kind of person will go there? The one who doesn't recognize the proprietorship of Krishna. So in order to bring this in focus, only we are going to refer to a portion of Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, third chapter. I'll give you the verse. So what you need to do is, there are two verses. I'll just show you only the translation. But you go through these two verses, come back, and then we will have tomorrow group discussion on this. So I'm going with the regular flow. I'll give the revision later, because only introduction portion and little is there. And I'm expecting if any other person is joining also, they'll also have revision later. So before the exam, I'll give revision for those people who didn't attend first one or two classes. Whoever missed it, they can do. Others want to have a revision, they can also sit there. No problem. So we are going ahead. So I'll show you the Bhagavatam sloka, and then we can wind up here. The Bhagavatam verse. Okay, it won't show the verse. Chapter 3. Yeah. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking, but we'll not touch Bhagavatam and analyze Bhagavatam right now. We are using it only as a reference. Okay? Kindly use it only as a reference, because generally it's not very advisable to read Hittar and Dittar, some book. But because Prabhupada is referring, like earlier, very nicely, Om Govinda Rai was going and he was showing that, he didn't show, but he was referring the exact verse in Bhagavad Gita about para and apara prakriti. Para prakriti is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and apara prakriti is the spirit soul. Like that, that sloka Prabhupada quoted. So we are just, I want to take you through this process, that why simply is Prabhupada telling like that. No. So see here, text 18 and 19. Somebody can read this?
Text 18. Do the trees not live? Do the bellows of the blacksmith not breathe? All around us, do the beasts not eat and discharge semen? Text 19. Men who are like dogs, hogs, camels, and asses, praise those men who never listen to the transcendental pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, the deliverer from evils.
Yes. So these are the two verses actually Prabhupada is mentioning. It's not just calling you, okay, you'll become animal asses like that. So it's very important to know that Prabhupada is an acharya and is authentic. All his speeches are very authentic. So Srimad Bhagavatam direct translation. This is a verse actually. See, if you see, Savit Varaha Hotra. So Varaha, with Varaha. With Varaha means not just Varaha. Varaha can be a little stronger thing. Swa. Swa means dog. With Varaha means village hog who eats stool. Ustra, the camel. Karai, by the asses. Direct Shastra. So what I want you to do is, I want you to go through these two verses, 18 and 19, Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto. I'll put the reference in the group. Please go through this purports, especially the second one. Who is the discussion tomorrow will be on this. For the 18th verse, you just go through it so that you will know that the how the life is. I already explained to you that, so nothing much. But in this verse, 19th verse, who's a dog, who's a hog, who's a camel, who's a ass. Who will get ass body next? Who will get camel body next? Who will get hog body next? Who will get dog body? Some examples only are given. All the examples are not given. So, human form. Actually, we are all coming in the elevation cycle, okay? From very small insects in the next body, next body, next body. So, it's not as per the Darwin's theory, the same species is transformed. No, the spirit soul passes through this. So, the next body, and we are elevating, 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 and came to human. Wow, we reached, got the level. You played the game well, baby. You came into the human form, but there you made a mistake. Shh, you go back to either as a dog, hog, camel, or ass. So, who are all those people? What are all their characteristics? So, to go through it by tomorrow evening, we'll have a discussion on this in groups. You have to present, and I'll finish the third chapter also. Sorry, third question, third mantra also, and then we'll go with the fourth. Okay. Any questions or comments? Another 5 minutes, we can wind 5 or 10 minutes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, we spoke about Sura and Asuras. Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, you're very well audible.
So we spoke about Sura and Asuras,
Yes.
and whoever is trying to use the resources that is available to him, or I mean, looking at the feet of the Lord, Sura and Asura being whoever is deviated and doubting for his own sense and enjoyment. So, I mean, personally, what I experienced is a wave of high and low, where typically we engage in devotional service. Sometimes we get deviated. If we don't have association, not going to temple or not reading books, we get dowtailed. If we are, then we get attached and detached as a wave. So what does that mean, Mataji? Are we becoming asuras and suras, or Haribol?
Wrong, totally. This is too much. The thing is, you should know that the authority comes from spiritual master. You personally claim your own self, then there is a captain of the ship. When you have captain of the ship, this body is a boat. And the captain of the ship has given you some basics. That basic, if you break, it's a danger. The basic is given in the yajna, 16 rounds chanting and following 4 regulative principles. In so far you don't break that, you are with the captain, and the ship will sometime take a higher tide, sometime will go in a lower tide. One day will be high tide, one day will be low tide. But it'll go towards the destination. Sometime it will be slower, sometimes it will be very swift. But in so far you're attached with the captain, and then the boat will reach the destination. So the captain, our spiritual master, our Acharya Parampara, has certain minimum requirements. They are asking you promise. Only those promise or bare minimum. Other than that, whatever you're looting, that is your smartness to loot the market. But that is additional looting. But if you deviate from 4 regulative principles and chanting of 16 rounds, and then of course, your ship who may sink. But if you're doing that bare minimum thing, rest of it are all additional advantages which you take in swiftly progressing. That is very, very wonderful. So it's not that you go to temple and only in temple God is there. Of course, it's a beautiful environment to execute all 64 angas of bhakti. But as a person who's conscious of Krishna, should carry out the other responsibilities of family and other office and everything also. And while carrying it out, we should remember that everything belongs to Krishna, and I am performing this duty is given to me by Krishna. So we should not froth so much in the mouth and hanker. This hankering in the heart happens, no? That is the danger. If you're a normal person living a normal life without any comparison with anybody else or competition with the world is a rat race. And we are not part of it. Sorry, I'm not in the rat race. You run. The whole world, they are running that. The peon want to become a little better person, an accountant. An accountant wanted to become a manager. A manager wanted to become a CEO, and the CEO wanted to own a company and run his own business. And the businessman who's already running his business want to other competitor to die, other business to finish. In this way, in relative world, there is always a relative activities happening. So you should not run that race. Atyaharascha prayasascha prajalponiyamaha. You should not be in that race, but you should carry out the responsibility. And for responsibility, you're one day not able to go there and do some things. That is okay. You know consciously, you're purposely giving excuse in the name of Krishna consciousness and proud that I'm not. No. You're really attached to spiritual master. Are you hearing his lecture every day? No. Then you say, no, I'm attached to spiritual master, so I don't go and do that service. You're not attached. You should go and do service. Go there. So otherwise you get service from Guru and do. But minimum requirement, if you do, you're on the safer side. First, taking initiation. Accepting a spiritual master in 64 angas of bhakti. The first 5 angas are the most important. Without that, nothing happens. All other angas are not very fruitful if you don't do it. Approaching a spiritual master, serving and surrendering to him, accepting his initiation, taking instructions, and executing those instructions. These are primary. Then you do whatever. So if you, first thing, you have to take initiation. That is mandatory. It's not optional. Nowhere in the scripture it is mentioned. You're totally lost in the ocean. You don't have a captain for your ship, baby. I am in the ocean and I am playing lullaby. I saw a captain who is very expert and I saw another captain. I am the choosing process. I lost everything and I'm still in the ocean. It's a foolishness. So you have to have a spiritual master. And the scriptures. Sometimes without reading scriptures, I know people simply argue upon some spiritual matter. Then we say, sorry, I don't have anything to talk to you because your talks are not authentic. I heard somewhere, I read somewhere, somebody told me there's no authenticity. Not telling, okay, in Isopanisad it is written, in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter 3rd verse it is written. But even when they quote like that, we understand they jumped into the 9th chapter without going through the 8 chapters. That is not authentic. So here the expert captain is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada, that scriptures and Acharya. This is the expert captain. Boatman, expert boatman. And the body is a boat. And they will teach you how to nicely utilize in the service of Krishna. Sometime direct devotional service. Sometime utility is the principle, Yukta Vairagya. How to practice Yukta Vairagya as a grahastha. Even as a brahmachari or sannyasi should not handle money. In ISKCON, all the sannyasis are handling money. A sannyasi should not cross ocean. All the sannyasis are flying out of India. What do you say about that? That is under the expert guidance of the Acharya, they do that and they won't fall. When they do it on their own accord, they'll fall. So expert boatman is there. So first thing, if you are initiated. Second, are you very clear about following your initiation promises? Then you're on the safer side. Additionally, that favorable wins, you need to utilize it by progressing more. So we are talking about basic self-realization, basic God realization. We are all in a lot better platform with Srila Prabhupada and Acharya Parampara. We are in a very, very good position. We are supposed to preach to others and make everybody come into this rather than always be like, I am my process, my progress, my progress. This is not the mood of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas is, I learned it and I'll try to bring another person at least to the level where I am. So my progress, we need not worry so much. You have a spiritual master, that is his duty. You need not worry about your own self when you have a father, if it's a small child. But you're too proud about your individuality, then you may forget your spiritual master regularly. That is why, what is the last in the Mangalarti song, the last verse? Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya aprasadana gati kutopi, dhyayanstuvam stasya yasya stri sandhyam, vande guru shri charana vindam. All the 3 sandhya minimum you remember your spiritual master. The sunrise, sunset and the midday at least. You remember your spiritual master. We chant Gayatri at that time, and we chant Guru Gayatri. Then we remember. Otherwise, also this all of you are singing. And Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado. There is no, you cannot approach Krishna directly. Only when Guru offers and gives it back, Guru's prasad is Bhagavat Prasad. Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado. Your prasadam is, Guru's prasadam is Bhagavat Prasada. Yasya Aprasadam Nagati Kutopi. For example, there is Tata Birla Mandir, then Birla is making a mandir. And there's no Acharya Parampara, only Krishna, directly Radha Krishna is kept. He just purchased it and just put it there and installed with somebody. There's no Acharya. Then the Krishna doesn't accept that food without Acharya Parampara. Yasya aprasada na gati kutobi. And those who are eating that prasad, there's no liberation. But the person who's offering through Acharya Parampara, he gets liberation. So only through expert captain it is possible. So this is one. Yeah?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
So don't worry, chant Hari. Be merry and preach. Practice and preach. As much as possible. Practice as much as possible. Don't be lazy and don't be greedy. Of course, greediness in Krishna consciousness is good, but because we have a society, the greediness will be very negatively impacting other devotees. Like you say that, I'm very greedy for mercy, Prabhu. So give me the complete Mahaprashadam plate of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to me. And you cry in front of the altar and you take the entire plate and you finish and you don't share it with anybody. Say that I'm greedy for Krishna consciousness. This is affecting others. So you should be a little careful. There's nothing wrong in being greedy, but you should know how greedy it should be and how that greed has to be executed. And especially going to Guru is one greed which you can really be off. But one should not be lethargic or lazy. This is not a greed. You may lose gradually. Yeah? Any other questions? Okay. For those who are awake and those who are asleep. Sakshi, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Rajkumar Saha, Hare Krishna. Okay, he said Hare Krishna. Akshaya, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Om Govind Rai, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Jai Lakshmi and Navneet Prabhu. Okay, you asked question. How about Jai Lakshmi?
Mataji,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Mataji.
Okay, Ayan Mandal, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
We are going to catch the black sheep now. Okay, Hare Krishna, Divya Rupa.
Hare Krishna, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Nitai. Who's that? Santosh Nitai. So Gaya Asma. Hare Krishna. He said many Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, Jivesh also, Hare Krishna. Okay. Anamika, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Pranams. Hare Krishna, Sumeda.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay, so thank God here. You're all awake. I'm not forcing you to come in the Zoom, video, but still I would like that I'm not addressing a sleeping crowd because it's already 9, 10:30 like that. Sorry. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Any more questions? You can put it to me either privately or in the chat. I'll try to answer within some time. Okay. Hari bol. Good night. Krishna dreams. Tomorrow night, I think it's possible, but day after tomorrow, you people need to go to office and all. But so we need to find some other better time here. How about morning? Oh, you need to go through, or we'll do one thing. Tomorrow, no session. Monday, you come back with the preparation of this Bhagavatam verse. Is that okay? All
Okay,
of you?
Mataji. Okay, Mataji.
So tomorrow we'll give off.